Hello, welcome back to another stream. Today we are building the high-grade Universal Sentry gun cannon, the RX-77-2 gun cannon. Now, this isn't the first time this kit has been printed. This is technically a slightly redesigned variant. I think the very first kit came out around the early 2000s, if I am not mistaken. Could have been a bit older than that, seeing how old the gun tank was. But this is technically not the latest version of the gun cannon. I think there is one for the Origin. Well, there is an Origin variant with the latest movie. I can never pronounce the movie's name. But uh yeah, that would be the latest printing. This is a version that was designed in 2015. So, you can kind of see this as like an in-between of the two. It isn't like the old kit, but it still maintains a lot of the old kit's designs. So, looking inside, we don't have too many runners. This is really light on runners. And even then, even on the runners, aren't too many parts either. We are using polycap. We have like one clear piece right there, some yellow. You can already tell where this yellow is going. A lot of gray frame, a lot of red, and a bit of this greenish white plastic. But yeah. Oh yeah, and of course the manual. Even on the runners, I was saying, there aren't many parts to the gun cannon. This is should be a simple build. We don't have a mess of polycaps. It's just your usual standard set, which is nice. Let's see, as I was saying, more frame parts. This seems to be for the upper body. I see parts of a backpack here, parts of the beam rifle, which is really cool. This thing is pretty long as well for a rifle. I think this is meant to be a sniper. We do have some hands here. I don't... No, these are the backs along with hands. We get one set of backs for two sets of hands. You have open palm and closed fists. I think I see parts of the elbow here. This is probably either for the backpack or part of the hip. No, this is the backpack for sure. Parts of the neck is right here, I believe. I can't tell what this is. I think this might still be a part of the back. We have a lot of red here. Not too much, it's just large pieces of red. I can already see where some of the yellow is gonna go. Right here, it's probably gonna poke through here. We have what looks like a standard backpack attachment. So I'm pretty sure this would work with more modern kits as well if you ever want to kit bash and make customs. And over here, oh, I forgot to remove these. As I was saying, over here we have more frame parts. Seems like these are duplicate runners. So likely we let's see, we have some feet here. I think this might be for part of the back. I think this is the knee construction. This is probably also part of the knee or arms or somewhere up here. I think this might be a part of the cannons. But yeah, these are duplicate runners. Because, well, this kit should be simple. And one thing you don't see too often These are designations for customizing your gun tank. Give it a number, I guess. So, without further ado, let's begin the gun cannon. So, as I always do, we're starting off with the feet. Meaning, we need these. So, oh yeah, and I should probably also turn on the BGM I had prepared this entire time. Alright. Okay, let's see here. So as I was saying, we are probably gonna start off with the feet. So we do have some parts I need to put in here, probably bits of the ankle to allow them to move a bit, and actually connect them to the legs. So I need to remember to actually cut those out. Knowing me, I will forget very quickly. By part of the ankle, I mean just 2 polycaps. That's basically it. I don't think we get too much movement out of the ankle, seeing how simple of a kit this is, but who knows? We might be surprised here. So while this is a simple kit, I do believe there is a bit that you can panel line to bring out some extra flair in it, you know? Let's see, how do these want to attach? Hold up. Okay, I see. These just kind of slot in right here. We're probably just going to use some simple pegs to hook those up. I feel like the construction is going to be similar to the RX-78-2. I think that was also released around the same time. Well, one of the RX-78-2s. This does remind me of it. I do have it on the shelf. I gave him I did remember bringing it out like many streams ago. I did give it the Unicorn's beam rifle, or beam magnum. So all the space back here then is gonna be used for, well, just ankle movement. This thing can probably lift off. Like, this probably just allows for a ton of forward tilt. So yeah, all the space back here is just gonna be hollow. As I was saying, this reminds me of the construction of my Zaku, which is a 2003 design kit. Like, that kit is old. This is giving me similar vibes to it. Okay, so what do we got in here? We do have another polycap. Looks like polycap 7. we're gonna need 2 sets of these. Okay, so this just gets inserted in there, like so. Nope. Whoops. So the instructions for the legs are made separate, saying how this is a slightly older kit. But for the most part, their construction should be just about identical. I'm assuming this is before they streamlined it. You can already see the peg right here to connect it into the actual foot. So this makes up the ankle. It's a pretty bulky structure. Don't really get any side-to-side tilt out of it. Like the most you probably get from just that ball joint in there. This does not tilt side to side, but this does pivot forward and lift up out of the cavity a bit. So yeah, I'm assuming that this is not going to be, this build, like this entire kit probably doesn't have too much articulation. As I was talking about at the beginning, because, well, it just seems to be a pretty simple kit. But personally, I don't mind, because I don't move these kits too often. The annoying part is just getting them into a pose in the first place, though. Let's see. Next up, I think we're working on the knee here. There's a lot of just internal parts that we're working on. Let's see, so it seems like this part is what they plan on using to nestle all the pieces into place. Let me see if I can get this aligned real quick. Okay, so I need that. How do you align? Okay, like that. This should be like this. This way, you don't really get mixed up. It should just sandwich on top like so once we finish. And all we do is just copy that exact construction on the other side. Okay, I think this should be all the parts for the knee construction. And I'm pretty sure this also uses parts of the armor, seeing how few parts there are in here, to actually hold everything together. So this doesn't have an internal structure. I mean, you would expect that from an older high grade, but yeah, I think this was pre-Iron-Blooded Orphans line. Even then, I don't think many high grade kids got the same treatment as them with almost full internal structure. Let's see, what you can find out of this, you do have, I think this should be like the thigh, this is gonna be the knee exposed when, you do bend it, and this is the connection into the lower calves. I hope this is going in right, otherwise, I'm screwed. Alright, so we have those now. Let's get some extra parts cut out for the legs and just quickly build those. This is gonna be a short build by the looks of it. Okay, so we do have the ball joint right here that's going to be hooking up to the foot right there. Of course, we're going to need two of these. Is that an elbow right there for later? Maybe. It does seem like the parts are separated via limb to an extent on the runners. Now we have the... Oh, I almost forgot polycaps. We needed to cut out those as well. I need to remember to actually put them in as well. That's kind of important. I do hope that I don't accidentally crush these, because that has happened to me many times when trying to properly insert them. Ooh, this piece needs cleaning. Oh, this one not so much. Okay, so we will need specific parts for both the left and right, because there is a detail that is molded onto here that is meant to be on the exterior of the leg. Also, notice that a ton of these gates have a lot of holes in them. Okay, there we go. Let's get to assembly. So this should be a pretty simple assembly. I've never seen this connection before. It's a two-pay connection into the armor right here. I think this goes around here, yeah. Oh, that goes this is really deep into the armor. So putting this together, we sandwich it up. And there we go. This does not move at all. Just gonna plug this in. So we do get a lot of forward and back movement, but we don't really... Oh, we do actually get a fair amount of side to side. I'm surprised. I wasn't expecting this much from just a ball joint, but I guess that's pretty good for what it is. Now let's see if I can get this in without Okay, there we go. It didn't crush the polycap. So that's the knee. That's kind of... Okay, yeah, that's nice, as I was saying. I was wondering if I had this backwards or something, but no. It's just supposed to be like this. Let's see... Oh, and I'm forgetting to cut out some extra bits here. Got their knee pads as well. These little bulges on the knees. And then, of course, we have the thighs. Alright, let's get this on real quick. So this does cover up the frame there a lot, which hides a lot of its structural properties. This right here, as I was saying, just kind of pops on right there. This leg is pretty short and stubby though, from what I'm seeing. A bit short and stubby. But for the most part, that's most of the leg done. All we do is just, you know, put on the hips. That's about it. Now we just kind of mirror all that construction on this side. And hope that... Oh. And hope that... Well, I don't screw it up. And also that all the parts attach properly. This sandwiches together really nicely there. Oh. So far, so good. Alright, there we go. This just gently plugs in. I don't think this is a 100% color accurate, but I could be... Yeah, I don't think it is, but... Actually, no. Yeah, for the most part it is. I mean, it is missing a fair amount of panel lining, though. Yeah, it gets all the main colors. It's definitely reminiscent of the Guncannon from the original Gundam. Alright, onto hips and waist. This should be a really quick and easy build. if I don't have the... Do I have the right runner? Yeah, I think this is the right runner. The waist does connect via a ball joint polycap. So just do be careful about this wearing down over time. This can get a bit floppy. I think this is in the right direction. Let's see, then of course we do have the actual connection itself that we need to put on. I think this also comes with a peg here. Well, not peg, but a hole for an action base. Or just any 3mm base. That's pretty nice. I'm assuming this would just connect right around here. Normally. And of course we need the skirts. Here is the back skirt. That is very flat and stiff. You're not really going to get much movement out of that. As for the front skirt, you can do the usual of snipping these two in half. You just split this twin ball joint down the middle, if you so wish. Don't know if I should for this, because it does seem a bit flimsy on its own. Might need the other one there. My cut is not clean. Alright, so construction is very simple. You just toss this on. This does go on here before we have to attach it. Raise it a bit just to give a bit of extra space, just in case. There we go. There is nothing underneath here. This is just a flat piece of plastic. So again, this build is very simple. This is where our first piece of yellow comes in. Okay, let's see. This doesn't seem to go on in any particular way. This circular piece just kind of rests in there. And there we go. Oh yeah, I forgot. I needed the joints for the connection. That's what I forgot. Oh, and then we still need the side skirts. Overall, this is a really simple build. Like, I feel like it rivals almost, like, some 30-minute mission kits in, just, like, how easy and quick it is to build. But it doesn't come with the customization of one. Let's see, how far back do I have to go? Just these. 2, 4. Okay, so this should all just rest in here real quick before I forget. Okay, so let me see if I remember how to quickly throw these together. Pretty sure this goes into a hole. Now the question is, which way does it face? Which way is outside? I think this way works? I'm guessing here. And yeah, it works to an extent. It's gonna go in weird, but it'll work. So this is a bit off. This is the joint is going to be further forward than it is back. Let's see. Let's see if this fits firstly. Yeah, that fits, and then we just bend it down like so. Still need the side skirts though. Alright, let's get the same thing done for the other side. Hold up, I think my internet is acting a bit weird right now. Okay, there we go. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So this does come together really easily, luckily enough. Once you get it figured out once, then it's pretty easy to figure it out for the other side. There we go. I don't think I'm missing anything in here. I should just be able to click it in place. Though the armor does move a bit. Yeah, I didn't click this one in. Should just hear a pop as it clicks in. Let's see this. Yeah, that's all the way in. Gotta make sure that everything's in. This can fall apart a bit easily, though, if you're not careful due to polycaps. But aside from that, really nice and simple build. Let's see, so the side skirts are attached via C-clip polycap. Let me find those real quick. Let's just quickly cut these out. So the side skirts are very simple on this kit. It's just kind of a square. There we go. One nice thing about the side skirts though is it seems like they are fitted almost perfectly with the front skirts and rear skirts. Do need to lift that up a bit, but as you can see, that rests really nicely against the back, but you know, you really can't get too much movement back there. Oh, need to change BGM real quick. Okay, so this rests really flush, though of course they can move if necessary. Though this armor does, little bit of the back skirt does clash with the movement, which I am not a fan of. But aside from that, it does seem like you get some pretty decent articulation out of the legs to an extent. It does not bend back very well. Like, this is about as far back as it can bend. So, yeah, you're not getting that. You can probably get a kneeling pose pretty well. Yeah, kneeling pose you can get. There we go. That is the lower body. Now for the torso. So I think I figured out what this piece is for. So I think this is meant to try and connect the upper and lower torso together. And it seems like the shoulders are also attached via polycaps. Be careful when moving those, if you do decide to go for it then, because well, they can be a bit flimsy and floppy, a bit loose at times. See, so we do have the front right there. Yeah, this just goes in right around here, I believe. And make sure that's in all the way, because it's really hard to push it in afterwards. I do think that other parts of the frame will help hold it together, but still doesn't hurt to be a bit careful. Alright, let's see, we're gonna get this in, hopefully. Like so, and there's our yellow, just for the vents. Let's see, next up, shoulder caps. So the yellow does help in holding these up, because it does, you do kind of need that to create like this little wedge in here that just keeps everything in place. So hopefully that doesn't fall out on us. It looks like it is just held securely in by other pegs from the looks of things. Let's see, which parts do we need for this? Okay. Next up, we do have the back for this, so we do finally get to seal this in. The neck itself as well is also a part of this next step. The neck seems to be... So the back does have a ton of little pegs here, but it's also going to be holding up parts of the neck. And speaking of the neck, it is, as I was saying, a little hinge with a ball joint, so this does allow for more forward and backwards movement. Though usually you do get what was it, double ball joint for the neck for some of the more recent kits, I believe. How do you attach these? Like this? I hope it's like this. Don't think it's like this. Well, shit. Okay, there we go. I figured it out. So there's like this tiny little tab that you gotta slip in. Just around here. It's a bit hard to get. But once it's in, it slides in really nicely. It's probably just gonna be kept there by being pinned there via these other parts. Just like that, we have the torso. Mostly done. We still need one more piece here, I think. So this does just slide in like so. Oh, that's a nice fit. It does allow for a bit of movement, but not too much. Most of the oh, actually no, it does allow for a fair bit. Mainly just forward and back. Not much side to side, but a lot forward and back. Allowing it to lean. Then we do have the ball joint connection right here, which lets us attach it like so. Next up, we actually have the cannons. We do actually have a polycap-like part. I'm assuming they printed this so that, well, you didn't need more polycaps. I don't know how well this is gonna work, though. So that part mimics a polycap shape. We're gonna see how well that works. I'm probably gonna build these one at a time to not get them mixed up. Well, that fits in really nicely. I can see this as almost like a precursor to the more modern kits, which don't use polycaps. Does this just plug on? It does. It's just a regular peg. This should just slide on like so. It just doesn't swivel at all. All you can do is just move this up and down. Next up, of course, the other cannon. These do feel a bit short, though, in my opinion. But that's just me. Could just be me, but these feel a bit short for a weapon. Like, I think the beam rifle is a lot longer than these shoulder cannons. Backpack should be pretty simple to throw together as well, though. There we go. Shoulder cannons attached. Now for backpack. So, let me just quickly cut these out. Backpack is a very, very simple thing. There's not much complexity to it. So, yeah, this is... So this right here is, the backpack for the most part. Still am missing, like, one more part, I think. But, that should just be your basic backpack adapter if you ever want to use a simple backpack, I guess. So this should just simply attach like so, I think. If I'm not mistaken. I hope I am not mistaken. Yeah, there are some extra little things I still need to attach. Oh. Okay, that fits on really nicely. Now, just need to cut out these real quick. And I think some extra verniers. So these should just slide on the here. Simple vent and a very simple backpack. These thrusters do not move at all, though they can be a bit of a pain in the ass to get in. They just kind of rest in there. There's the next vernier. And here is the other vent. All that's left to do after this is to just kinda get the arms and the weapons. Oh, and the head, of course. Head is kind of important. Yeah, no, this vernier is really annoying to get into place. There we go. And, you know, backpack is a backpack. It just attaches on. It's very simple. Next up, arm. Let's see, what do we need? Polycaps, more polycap. I don't think we're using the neck polycap. So as I was saying before, when I was talking about the neck, usually it's a double ball joint like this neck polycap here. They'll let it rock side to side as well. Let's see here, what's next? Ah, yes. We do need the shoulders. So shoulders are actually a bit funky. So I think these are the parts that we need. The plastic feels really weird. Now that I'm like holding it in certain areas. Like it's like an in-between of the normal hard plastic and the softer stuff that you find in the more modern kits. Let's see here, so... Ah, okay, so this is supposed to rest inside. Like so, I see. And this just sandwiches on top. Then we do have a little hole here for the peg for the rest of the arm. This would just plug into this ball joint right here. There's no shoulder arm or anything. Now we just kind of mirror this for the other side. We're almost done with this thing already. I think I see some bits of the elbows, and back of the hand. Okay, let's get this quickly assembled. Oh. There we go, left side done. Alright, let's get the rest of the arm done real quick. Yeah, I did see the elbow construction. As I was saying, this is a very simple elbow. I think this part right here is part of the upper arm. Let me just get this all pinched together. There we go. Simple interior elbow construction. We still need a lot of the exterior stuff before we throw that together. Let's get the other one thrown together as well before we continue. Okay, there we go. Oh, actually, no, I'm still missing 2 more parts. The main parts themselves. Okay, there's barely any parts left on the runners here. So I can already guess what goes where as well. Might as well just cut them out now. So we're gonna need them anyways. Once we cut these out, we're done with the runner. There we go. 2 runners done. Now to just quickly assemble. I got this backwards. I got this backwards. Okay, well. Thank God for part separator. Oh my gosh. Part separator. I am so glad I bought this thing a while ago. Actually, which part is backwards? Probably this one is the most backwards one. Unless I have... Oh, shit. Okay, there we go. That is much better. Once I get it on like so, yeah, no, that fits on way, way better. It moves a lot better as well. Part separator, I don't know what the hell I'd do without ya. Lots of articulation in that one. And let's cut out the last bit of red. So all we got left is just to fill in this bit with red. Just add a couple extra parts. Oh yeah, and the hands, of course. Yeah, but that's pretty much it for the build. It's really short. Don't think this thing gets any melee weapons aside from its fist, if I remember correctly. These right here just go on the elbows. Right off the runner, everything comes. There we go. Another empty runner. Now onto assembly. Honestly, I wasn't really looking and that could have gone in really badly. Thank God it did not. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that fits in really nicely. We still need the hands I have to cut out. It's on the right way? Yeah. This should allow for the most articulation, I think. Yeah. Okay, good, good, good. And this show. Alright, hands time. We got two different sets of hands here, as I was saying. We got one for the lower portion, not lower, one for clenched fists, and one for open palm. Open palm can be a bit situational, so I will be using clenched fists for the most part. Because I believe you do also use clenched fist for the beam rifle. But I'm still gonna assemble open palms because I can. Like, open palms isn't that difficult to assemble. You just take it and just slap the back onto it, which I've already cut out. Oh, shit. Drop the runner for a second. Oh, this one I did not fully cut out. I thought I cut it out, but I guess the gate fell off along with it. Oh, shit. Anyways, as I was saying, yeah, this is basically it for open palm. But I will be using these. So, this is a basic ball joint. The wrist does pull out a bit if you want to move it about, but it does just kind of rest inside for the most part. So, let's get the rest of this built really quick, you know? We already got one down, we can just guess our way through this other one. If it wants to go in. Why are you not sliding in? Am I missing something here? Hold up, did I fit this wrong? Oh my gosh, I did this joint wrong again. Okay. Guess that's what I get for eyeballing it. These need to be swapped. Like so. There we go, that's a bit better. No wonder this wasn't fitting before. I screwed it up. Yeah, that's way better. Okay. Where did the... Oh, it rolled right here. Okay, so... Luckily we got that out of the way real quick. This just kind of slides on top. It will just rest there until we plug it in. This just goes right here. Now it fits in really nicely. This should just slide right on. Hopefully. Unless I have it upside down. Which I think I did, yeah. This should just plug right into here, all snug. And this, oh. This just needs to go on. Finally. And there we go. We have the arms. This is really giving off that old school vibe, you know? Very basic in color, very basic in build, but still a fun build nonetheless. Alright, finally, head, then weapons. I don't think I've seen a more simple head in quite some time. Like, this head is kinda stupid with how simple it is. I guess it's a mass production type to an extent, but still, it's kinda really stupid on how simple they made it. Let's see, so, for this... I am gonna see if I can flare it up a bit. I need to grab something because I forgot to grab it earlier while setting up. Oh, I lost my extreme chrome marker that I was gonna use to essentially highlight the interior of this head to give it a lot more pop. But doesn't really. I mean, it would be a subtle pop, but I don't think it matters too much. We can still just make do, but I wanted a bit of customization. Just that little bit of extra pop, you know? This is still fine, but I would have liked that extra bit of detail. Oh wait, I almost forgot. There should be one more piece here. Thought something felt like it was missing. A bit of extra red for the head before we finish off the runner. Throw it into the pile of other runners. There we go. Back in there you go. This should just slide right on top right here, I believe. Come on. Get on there. There we go. Then we got the little back antenna. Gonna move these forward so that they don't get in the way too much. And there we go. Snap that on. And we have a gun cannon. The head does look a bit small for how bulky it is. It does feel a bit smaller than other suits. I'll be honest about that. There is some panel lining aspects that you can do with the cheeks, because there are some little indents there. You need to panel line a lot of this area, a lot of this unit in general, just to get some areas to pop out. Especially like down the legs, around here-ish. There's some little details. Right here, there's a line there that you can fill in. But there is a fairly decent amount of layering. It does hide seam lines pretty well overall, to an extent. Not necessarily towards the back, because you can see like this massive seam line down the leg where it's like the armor splits. But the front, this is supposed to be a panel lining area right here, and the seam line is just hidden via that. Of course, you got the shoulder cannons. And finally, we have yet to build it. The very last aspect, the beam rifle. As with most high-grade beam rifles, this is a very simple build. This is like only a couple parts. Actually, looking at it now, there seems to be more parts in this beam rifle than most high-grade beam rifles I've seen. I guess I take back a bit of what I said about it being only a couple parts. Instead of being like only 3-4 parts, it does actually seem like they did put a decent amount of parts into this beam rifle. Though we will probably have to color it up for color accuracy. Okay, there we go. So, oh, almost forgot. This little piece right here. You guys can go into the pile. But this piece is kind of necessary. It does seem like mines, they didn't get like a fully proper seal on the plastic, so there's a bit on the edge of this circle, which I probably will just have to cut out if I want it to fit. Actually, I could probably scrape it with my fingernail real quick. Or scrape with the blade of my nipper and I'll do it. Feels like I'm peeling a tiny little grape. Or berry. Anyways, oh, got it shaved down enough. So, let's get to assembly. This should, hopefully, with a bit of effort, slide into here. Let's see. The halves need to come together. Like so. This apparently does go on the back right here. Like so. Find the right angle to pop that on the front. And then I think we just slide this on. Right here. And this just slides onto the back, I think. Have it upside down? Yeah, I think I did. There we go. That is the very awkward looking beam rifle. The sight does slide to the side as well. It does kind of lock in place at the top. So yeah, that is the Guncannon. Really short build, honestly. Let's see, pop out the hand real quick to try and pop this in. See how well it holds it. And, I mean, as you should expect from sandwich-style hands, like these, it's really simple, but it holds on pretty well. There's not really any looseness to it. There's no trigger finger gimmick or anything. Yeah, it just sits in the hand. And of course, hands can be swapped out pretty easily. it's just a light little tug, which I do like. They don't fall out on their own, which is nice. They do require a bit of a pull. But yeah, that's the Guncannon. I mean, if it's a Guncannon, you know, you should expect it's a Guncannon. Get what you expect out of it. Relatively simple build overall. There's a bit of panel lining I will plan on doing, but aside from that, that's pretty much it. So judging from the manual, main use of the open palms is to mainly support this beam rifle, and for actually firing the shoulder cannons in a prone position, which apparently it can do and mimic the anime like that. So this... oh, that popped out. This actually holds this pretty well. Poses pretty easily. Which I'm kind of surprised about, especially with the arms. The arms, there's no shoulder armor or anything to get in the way. It's really simple to just pose up, which I do kind of like. There's no rotation at the lower arm, but there is rotation in the wrist, which still works. Like, the main reason why I do like rotation in the lower arms is if you have like a shield, but you don't have to worry about that with a Guncannon. Guncannon doesn't come with too much, it's just shoulder cannons and rifle. But yeah, it's a really simple build. And that, speaking of which, I think that's gonna be it for this build in general. Next week, I do plan on more Metal Gear, because I am absolutely addicted. I love Metal Gear. That game is very fun. Story might be a bit whack, but like especially for Metal Gear story, but still, I wouldn't say it's whack for Metal Gear story. It kind of fits in, but it's very confusing. It's hard for people to tell what's happening most of the time. But it's still it's still a very fun game. Gameplay is really nice. Anyways, as I was saying, I think that about wraps it up for this stream. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you guys on, well, next week. Bye.